I've been meaning to make this video for a long time because there's a lot of people who ask me this question, and I saw this while I was browsing Reddit the other day. And this person is saying, anyone have a beginner's tutorial for Semrush? I decided to try their 7-day free trial to get some info on my website and my competitors. However, much of it is Greek to me. So I've signed up for a brand new Semrush account. This is a free trial. I haven't put my credit card. I haven't done anything. This account is not associated with me personally. I do have a pro Semrush account that I use in my agency, but we're going to be using the free one today. And I'm going to show you everything that you really need to know to do competitive analysis, keyword research, check on backlinks, basically everything that you need to know. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find a website. I'm just going to take my website here, heytony.ca, and we're going to punch that in, and I'm just going to click start now. So all you need to do is paste in your website. You can do that down here, or I typically will do it at the top here because this option is always here. So I'll click analyze, and then this is going to show me a bunch of stats. So I haven't used the free trial in a while, so there might be some things missing that I normally look at, but we should be able to use the free trial to get a really good understanding of where you're at, where your competitors are at, and find some keywords. So we can see here authority score. If you don't know what authority score is, it's basically your trust score. So the more trust and the more credibility you have with Google, the higher you're going to rank. The authority score is basically made up. If I click on this, you can click on most of the stuff, by the way. So if I click on this, we could see here the authority score is made up of three things. A natural link profile. Unless you're buying links on Fiverr or doing anything sketchy, this will always be 100%, right? If it's not 100%, we're going to take a look at how to determine if there are links that are harming your site and what to do with that. But the other thing is link power. So this is how many backlinks you have and the quality of those backlinks. Now, when I say quality, you want to get links from websites that have higher authority scores. So those sites are more trustworthy. The more links you have from more of those trustworthy sites, the better you will eventually rank. And then the third factor here is organic traffic. So that's how much traffic you're getting from Google to your site. We can see here, this is pretty much how this oval always looks. Organic traffic is likely going to be a little bit lower, but over time that will increase. Then here, let's just go back. So that's authority score. So we're going to go back here and we're going to take a look at organic traffic. That shows you an estimation of how much traffic your website is getting with growth there as well. Paid search traffic. So if you are doing any kind of paid search or your competitors are doing any kind of paid search, some of that information is going to show up here. We're not going to worry about that in this video. So backlinks, that's how many other links you have from other websites back to your website. So it says I have 2,900 backlinks, but I don't really care about that number, and neither should you, because any website can because any website can link to yours multiple times. So if we look at referring domains, this is a better indicator of how many links you're going to need or how many links your competitors potentially have. So referring domains, I have 781. Now, my competitors might have more links, but they might not be as high quality or as targeted or as niche. We're going to get into some of that in a second. But so if you look at referring domains here, that's the real metric you need to look at, not the backlinks here. I once accidentally built 400,000 bad backlinks to my website, and I think actually, let's see if we click on backlinks here, we should be able to see this. Let's see if it gives me. Oh, I don't know if it's actually. Oh, sorry. If I scroll down, if I go to overview here and I scroll down, we should be able to see all time how many backlinks. Yeah, so 392,000. I wasn't bullshitting. I wasn't lying. I got a ton of backlinks, and then I realized, oh shit, a lot of these are from one or two sites, and I don't want those. So I got rid of them. And we can see I went back down here. So losing all these backlinks did not hurt my rankings. If anything, they improved the rankings. So let's go back to domain overview. This is the tab where you'll probably need more requests. Oh my God. So you can't really do all that much here with the free account. That's kind of crazy. So I just did a couple clicks around, guys, and this is really not great. Like you can't really use this. So hold on, let me start this free trial. Let's see. Put in my name. I'll put in a phone number. Start free trial. let's see here. So it's making me go through this whole process. I'm going to skip this part so you don't see my credit card info. Okay, so we're back. I had to sign up for the free trial. I thought I had already signed up for the free trial, but then I had to sign up for a free trial of the pro version. So if you hit that wall, that's what you need to do. Just make sure you cancel within the 7 days. I'm going to have to do this because I already have a Semrush subscription. So where were we? We were back at authority score. So domain overview, this is the tab that you're going to quickly analyze websites in. You can see the organic traffic here. So again, this is an estimation. It looks like my traffic is going down. It's really not. Same thing with here. These down here is the organic keywords. These are all the keywords that a website ranks for. So we're not talking about the exact keywords. We're talking about the number of keywords. So we can see here back in December 2024, I was ranking for 22,000 total keywords. I can't move my mouse, but if you look down here at the bottom right of that pop-up, you can see the 22,000 there. And then in the top three, I had 314 keywords ranking in the top 3 positions on Google. And now if we go here, I'm ranking for about half that amount of keywords and still in the top 3, 223 keywords. I know this, it makes sense. It was basically 1 or 2 pieces of content that were doing really well. They were timely, and now they're not doing so well. So with that in mind, you want to write content that is evergreen. And what I mean by evergreen is it's not associated with an issue that is currently happening that will potentially be resolved, or it's not associated with a time. Does that make sense? So it's not in June 2025, this happened and we're writing about that news article. We want to be less timely and more evergreen. So with that in mind, that's basically the metrics you're going to be looking at here. The other one that I would maybe look at is distribution by country. So US, Canada, and then what is GR? I'm not quite sure what GR is. So I want to see, because I'm based in Canada and I also service the United States, I want to see that most of my traffic is coming from those countries. I also wouldn't be upset if I was getting traffic from the UK or Australia or any other English speaking country like that, because those are potential clients of mine. So just be aware, if you have a lot of traffic from the Philippines or from India or anything like that, you could be doing something that those countries like, that Google in those countries like, as opposed to what Google in the US or Canada or any of those countries like. And it has a lot to do with keyword research, which we're going to get into in a minute. So the other thing you could do up here is you could filter the type of traffic. So if I click US here, it'll show me just the traffic that I'm getting in the US and the keywords and how many keywords I'm ranking for in just the US. You can do this with any country here. Let's see, Canada. So you can see all of that stuff. The graphs change. You can see how many keywords you're ranking for, how much estimated traffic you're getting. But I like to set it to worldwide because I like to see a full view of how much traffic a website is getting. And then you have some filters up here. So if you wanted to see all time, you'd really see we started this website in like January, February 2023, started getting a little bit of traffic, and now we've just climbed. So another thing to keep in mind, we're going to get into the keyword research portion of this, or the keyword portion of this now. So if you scroll down here, it says worldwide, but I saw it's still set to Canada. You can see CA there, and then CA down here as well. So let's say I want to do keyword research for Canada. I'm going to click the CA, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to see organic research. So these are all the keywords, or these are the top keywords, I should say, that we rank for. If you click view details, this will show you literally all the keywords that you rank for, right? We can see here, does TikTok pay in Canada? Hey, Tony, reviews, just the word reviews. That's kind of crazy. Hidden information, can you make money on TikTok Canada? Search engine optimization Hamilton. You can see we rank #1. We kind of know what we're doing. So these are just all the keywords. I don't really do anything with this list except look at it. If you wanted to, like, this isn't something that I do, but I'm going to show you anyways. If you wanted to, you could come here and you could go positions. Actually, we're advanced filters. Oh no, sorry, I'm on the wrong tab. Position changes here. So you come here and you could see which keywords have gone up, which keywords have gone down. So all changes. This will show you any keyword movement at all. Improved, if you click on that, it'll show you all the keywords that are climbing, right? So these are new keywords. This one went up one, so you can see it was 20th position, so that's at the end of page 2. Now it's 19th, still at the end of page 2, but slightly better. Winston AI, it was 10, now it's 9, so we're on the first page for that, and so on. So you could go through all of those. And if you want to look at declined traffic, you could do that here as well. You can see that we were number 1, now we're number 2. UGC creator, we're number 6, now we're number 27. So when I see something like that, I'm like, oh shit, our content isn't good because it's not pulling as much as it used to. Something happened, maybe there was more competitors that showed up, maybe our content was too generic. This is a good sign to go in and refresh that content, maybe add additional experience, additional expertise, some case studies, or just, I guess, kind of refresh the content. Typically what I would do is look at who ranks number 1, 2, and 3, see what they're writing about, see how many times they're using the keywords, see how long their content is, and then write a new piece of content or optimize my content based on that. So yeah, that's a little bit about keywords. We're going to get into competitive analysis in a sec. So positions, yeah, you can see all that stuff here. If you wanted to see the keywords, if you want to see the keywords that you're ranking like number 1 for example, you have to click this twice. I don't know why it always sorts it last to first, but you can see here. So if you see anything like this, like the question block, that is people also ask. This one, site links. So those are the smaller links that show up underneath your search result. This one is an image pack, features on this image. Basically, if you hover over this, it'll tell you exactly what it is. So the AI overview feature, this search result page is listing to the queried domain. Great. So if there's just a number there, that means you rank in the organic positions. Okay, so those are now you can see here we've gone over to the organic research tab. There's 2 ways to get there. You could just literally, you start on the domain overview, you click organic research, and it'll bring you to an overview here. I was just on positions here. And one thing to note, you can change the country as well, and that'll show you all the keywords and positions that you rank for within that country. So the other way to get here is if you're on the domain overview and you scroll down and you click, you see organic research, top organic keywords, and view details. You can see that stuff there. While we're on this slide, let's just take a look, or on this page, let's just take a look at a couple other things, a couple other pieces of information here. So we have keyword by intent, so informational, navigational, commercial, and transactional. Informational, this is basically people looking for information on a topic, right? They're either in the research phase, they know that they have a problem, they're trying to figure it out. And then we have transactional. These are people saying like, hire an SEO specialist or hire a lawn maintenance professional or something like that. So those are people using the words buy or shop or hire or, something like that. So then when we get here, we see branded traffic trend. So branded traffic is people looking up your actual business name and coming to your website from there. So you can see we're getting a good amount of branded traffic, which is a signal to Google that you're a legitimate business, because people aren't just finding you through blog posts or keywords that you're trying to rank for online. They are going to Google and they're typing in your business. In my case, they'd be typing in, "Hey Tony," right? Or "Hey Tony SEO," because they want to find my specific business. So here we can see branded versus non-branded traffic. I don't really think this is that relevant, at least at this point. Down here, we can see main organic competitors. So they pull this based on how many keywords you have overlapping likely and how many, so we have common keywords and keywords bringing users to a given domain. So basically they're just showing you competitors who rank for similar keywords. So actually these guys here, they are local to me. So I'm going to open this up. Actually, I'm going to keep this here for a sec. This is one of my competitors, and literally everything we just went through, if you click on their actual name, it'll show you all of their information, right? So you can see here, I'm set to US. These guys are based in Canada. So the country thing is you really have to do that if you're not in the US, because a lot of the times you're going to be seeing US traffic. So, and if you're in the US, it's going to be set to that by default. So yeah, you can see here, these guys went up, down, up, and basically all the keywords that they're ranking for and all this kind of other stuff. You can see the top organic keywords. So they're ranking a lot on, this little, I don't even know what you call this, like the indicator that goes on a map. That means they're in the map pack. They're ranking for all this stuff. And the map pack is when you Google, actually, let's just see. Digital marketing advertising companies. So I'll show you here, not now. So we can see here, this is the map pack. You can see on the map. Let's see, sponsored results. Yeah, so yeah, then sponsored, that's Google Ads. If you want to get there, you can pay. But yeah, basically that's how, this is the map pack. So that's what that means there. Now if we scroll down here, we could see, hold on, we talked about organic competitors. So nothing is being found. Oh, that's advertising research. So yeah, these are all being shown here. So they're a competitor of mine, but I'm not a competitor of theirs because I'm ranking for a lot more keywords that aren't just local. So that's very, very common to see. And one of the things, like if you are looking for competitors to look at their SEO and see what they're doing and see what keywords they're ranking for, you can click on a competitor and then look for their competitors, right? Because that's going to give you a signal of who is competing for similar keywords, especially if you're a newer website and you're not ranking for that many things. You want to make sure that you're looking at who's currently playing, right? So we have Bala Media, Social Media 55, the social agency, Lure Marketing, and the Small Social here. So these guys are all ranking, and they all are getting keywords in that area. So you could take a look at these and literally go through that. So the next thing I'm going to do, actually, before I do anything else, I'm going to take this competitor up here and we're going to do a keyword gap analysis. So this is how to find keywords that you can write about or topics that you can write about on your website and potentially steal traffic away from your competitors. So go to keyword gap here on the left. So I'm going to put them as second. Number one, I'm going to put me. So my site's at the top, their site's at the bottom. Choose your country. I'm going to choose Canada, for example. I'm going to click compare. Now, this is going to give us basically an overview of how many keywords, not how many, just all the keywords that they're ranking for versus all the keywords that we're ranking for. So you can see here this big bubble. Your bubble might not be bigger than your competitors, but if it is bigger, great. That means you're ranking for more keywords. If it's smaller, that means you have work to do, and most of us have work to do. If I put in another competitor in here, their bubble could be bigger, which is a really good sign. It's a good opportunity, meaning that there's a lot of keywords that you could potentially be ranking for. So yeah, we can see here I rank for 1,700 keywords. They rank for 247. Now, it's not necessarily the amount of keywords you rank for, but how you rank for those keywords that matter. So if your competitors are ranking for more keywords, let them. That's totally fine. You don't need to have that number be the highest. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to scroll down to all, and this is going to show me any ones that are in green under my column here. So hey Tony, any ones that are in green means that I rank for those keywords and my competitor doesn't. And then you can see your position there, right? So let's say affiliate and marketing, I rank number 19th. They don't have any content about that topic. So yeah, it'll show you all of that stuff there. You can see that we rank for a lot more keywords than them. So if we were doing this in reverse, if they were doing this to us, they could be like, okay, well, I need, ideas. Can you make money on TikTok in Canada? We're ranking for that and they're not. So they would say, well, we want to write a piece of content because that's relevant to our business. And not every keyword that shows up here is going to be relevant to your business. Sometimes sites just rank for keywords that are a little bit outside of their niche. So what we're going to do now is I'd like to go up here and I'm going to go to keyword difficulty. That's what this KD means. And I want to see ones from like 0 to 30 because those are typically, like if you look here, very easy to easy. We could even do 29. Let's do 29 here. And then I'm going to click apply. So now this is going to show me all those keywords. Right now it's sorted by volume. So how many searches are happening every single month. So this one here, search Google or type a URL. I think that's actually the default text on Google. So the fact that we're ranking for that's hilarious. So let's find one that we're not ranking for, but they're ranking for. And these are all easier keywords. You can see all of these are green, whereas before they were yellow and orange and red as well. So I don't like marketing agency near me because those keywords are really, you can't put the words near me on your website. That is a really good tip. Don't put, landscaping company near me on your website. That's not going to work. Instead, make sure that you're using locally relevant keywords. Like if you're in St. Catharines, for example, put landscaping company or landscaping professional St. Catharines or Hamilton or Toronto or New York or Brooklyn or whatever, wherever you're based, make sure that that's on your website. So never use the words near me. That's a rookie mistake. So here, marketing agencies near me marketing. Let's see here, digital marketing agencies near me, marketing companies, real estate business cards. That's not something that we do, but if we wanted to, we could write a piece of content about, the best things to include on a real estate business card. Let's see here, Web Perspectives Canada. So what we're doing here is we're trying to find topics that we can write about based on keyword research. Everything starts with keyword research, and I will show you a little bit more about that in a sec on how to do it if you're not looking at competitors. If you just have an idea for a keyword, we can search that, and I'll also show you how to find the best keyword. But let's see here. What else are they ranking for? So hold on, let's just try sorting by ones that they rank for that we don't. Okay, so yeah, they're really going after a lot of the transactional keywords like commercial keywords like web designer in Burlington, top marketing firms in Canada, stuff like that. I don't really care to rank for that stuff. Let's see here. So, and if you're doing this and your competitors, you're like, I don't really want to rank for any of these keywords, you can come up and just change their site with like a huge player, neilpatel.com. So Neil writes a lot of content about digital marketing, SEO, all that kind of stuff, social media. And you can see here, his bubble's bigger than mine. This is what I usually want to see because that means there's a lot of content that I can write about. So let's see. Facebook likes for free. That's a keyword that he's ranking for. Let's search by volume again. So I'm ranking for these ones. He's not. Let's see here. Social selling index, subber meaning, the best blog posts ever created. And even if they're not ranking well for these, like it's still an easy keyword to rank for. So their piece of content could just not be optimized for that specific keyword. Let's look here for something. Traffic analysis zone, niche marketplace, Google remove a review. So we're ranking for that. How many pages is 3,000 words? Okay, so let's say we wanted, actually Stealth GPT. What is that? I don't know. I don't even know what that is, but I know we talk about and we use ChatGPT to do a lot of content writing and research and all this kind of stuff and generating images. So Stealth GPT, I might want to write a piece of content about that. I don't know what it is right now. So what you're going to do once you find a topic that you want to write about, click on that word, and then this will show you. I'm just get out of here. So this will show you all the information about that specific keyword. So the volume, how many people are searching it on average per month, the keyword difficulty. This one is easy. I like to go after the easy keywords first because we actually have a chance of ranking. And if you remember back to the start of the video when we were talking about authority score, that circle, the one that was kind of indented a little bit, that made it more of an oval, that was traffic. If we can get more traffic to our website, we can increase the authority and it'll make it easier to rank for these harder keywords. So yeah, this one's easy. I want to go for the easy keywords because I actually want to get traffic to my website. So if you scroll down here, like you can see global volume, US, all this kind of stuff. That's great. We know that there's volume for this keyword. In Canada, it is an easy keyword to rank for, and there's about 600 people looking that up per month, which is great. I love that kind of traffic. That's actually a good amount of traffic for such an easy keyword. So we're going to go down here to keyword ideas, and we're going to view all 13 keywords. So this is going to give us variations or related keywords to the one that we originally clicked. So Stealth GPT was that original keyword. Then we have GPT Stealth. Does Stealth GPT work? Is Stealth GPT legit? Is Stealth GPT can Stealth GPT be detected by Turnitin? Oh, I guess that's like a homework site. So we have all of these keywords here, and then if we look here, we can see that they all have volumes. A lot of people, and this is a huge fucking tip, a lot of people will not go after a keyword because only 10 people are searching that per month, right? And we have a bunch of those here, but if you look at the difficulty, it is NA, meaning there's literally no competition for that keyword. So if you write a piece of content and you use that keyword and you're optimizing with that keyword in mind, you can likely rank and start getting traffic to your site pretty quickly. So let's take a look at these. So can it be detected by Turnitin? Can it beat Turnitin? So I would have, a couple paragraphs talking about and do research with all this stuff, obviously. Can Stealth GPT be detected by Turnitin? Can it beat Turnitin? Have a couple paragraphs talking about that. And if you do that, that's like you could potentially get 20 people to your site per month just for that one paragraph or that one section on that blog post, right? But going after Stealth GPT just as the main keyword, so like what is Stealth GPT or everything you need to know about Stealth GPT. Actually, I would reverse that. I would say Stealth GPT, everything you need to know, right? You want the keyword to be closer to the beginning of your title tag and heading 1 tag as you possibly can. You just do. That'll help you rank higher. So yeah, take all these keywords, any ones that apply. You can literally like click all of these, or you can just click up here if they all work. Most of the time they're not. I would usually choose like 5 to 10, maybe 7 keywords, and then come here, and then I'm just going to click export, and then I'm going to export these keywords. I'm going to see if this actually works. So yeah, I can actually download the keywords on the trial, which is really fantastic. So now that I have all those keywords, I have a whole other video showing you how to use these keywords, take them and write a really great piece of content. So I'm not going to cover that in this video. But yeah, these are all really easy. So by exporting all those keywords, you want to use them in your piece of content. So that's the keyword gap. We talked about organic research. We looked at the keywords. We went through the domain overview stuff. Now I want to take a look quickly at backlinks. So they actually have, Semrush has a backlink gap here. So heytony.ca, and that other site was socially infused. I'm just going to do this because this is a local business. So I want to see how many backlinks they have that I don't have, right? So they have, this one's not, I don't really use this. This function, I'd basically just go through my competitors' backlinks, which I'll go through in a sec, and see which ones I can get for free, or contact some of those sites and say, hey, I noticed you're linking to this site here. Would you rather link to mine instead? So I'm taking away a backlink from my competitor. And if they gave my competitor a backlink, they're likely you can give them 20 or 50 bucks or whatever they want. They'll give you a backlink. So here we could see that, hold on, these guys, Semrush. So these guys have so these are subdomains. So I think this is Netherlands, Chinese, Vietnamese, Turkish. So they have links from Semrush themselves, but they're from all of these subdomains. They are no follow backlinks, which means they're tagged in a way where, like in this case, Semrush is saying, don't go to this other site. Don't follow the link authority. We don't want to pass it on. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You're going to get a mix of that naturally. But we can see that they have links from Semrush. We don't, although we are mentioned on Semrush's site. So other sites here like bbb.org, so Better Business Bureau, we had a link there, but you had to pay like $500 a year. I wasn't willing to do that. Didn't really do much for me. And some of this, like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's not accurate. It's not right, because we have links from some of these sites as well. Pinterest, for sure, we have links. Where else? Yeah, there's just some of these sites I know for a fact that we have links from. So I don't know how relevant this tool is. Let's see here. So it's saying like, oh, this is the gap. So these are links that okay, sorry. These are links that they have that we don't. So that's what that's showing. But what I like to do is we're just going to go down here to Backlink Analytics, and I'll just show you my site for example right now. You can see overview. It's still doing the comparison. I don't want to compare. So cancel. Okay, so Backlink Analytics, I've just typed in my domain there. We can see we've already been on this page. So we have the authority score trend. Is it going up? Is it going down? So network graph here, this is where you can tell whether or not a website is reputable, if it's spammy, if there's potential spam. If you look at this, you can see all these green dots. That's really great. That's what you want to see. You don't really need to do anything here. If you do see some red dots on this, that means you're probably part of link networks or spammy sites, things that could be potentially harming your domain authority. Don't necessarily worry about that. The more good backlinks you get, the less those ones will eventually matter. So yeah. So let's go back to the overview here. We also see the category here. Once you start getting links from a lot of sites relevant to your niche, that will tell Google, that will tell search engines that this site or your site is about your topic or your niche. So for example, for me, advertising and marketing is the category because I have a lot of links from other websites in the advertising and marketing categories, right? So you want to get links from niche relevant sites, but at the same time, get links from any site that will give you a link that is good, right? If their authority score is 10 and yours is 5, 10s are good. If your authority score is 30, 10s are still good, but you want to try to get 50 authority score, 60 authority score links to your website. But it's, you can't necessarily choose. Some people are just going to link to you organically. Other people, if you're reaching out to them, I guess you have a little bit more leeway there, but not everybody's going to link back to you. So referring domains, we can see how many different websites are linking. So in December 2024, I had 817. I currently have 781. This fluctuates all the time. If you look at most sites, it's going to fluctuate as well. And the total number of backlinks, this could be very likely because I have, or I had a couple sites that were linking to me a lot that are no longer linking to me a lot. Here we could see new and lost referring domains. So like let's say May 26th to June 1st, I grew by 17. I got 17 new websites linking to me, but I lost 4, right? You're typically always going to see that. So every week I have 10 or so websites linking to me, which is a lot. I wouldn't expect to get that if you were just starting out, or if it's been within your first year or two. You're probably not going to see this kind of fluctuation. It'll probably be a lot smaller. And then in terms of backlinks here, this is just showing you the last 6 months. You could view the full report. I don't do anything with that, guys. A lot of this information here it's not meant to confuse you, but it can overwhelm you, and a lot of advertisers will try to throw a lot of data and information at you that isn't necessarily going to be beneficial for you. It's just meant to confuse you a little bit. So don't worry about that. Categories of referring domains. So these are the types of websites that are linking to you. So you can see most, like the biggest percent here are advertising and marketing. That's the category that I talked about up here. So we could see that I'm getting that category designation. Information technology, online services, computer software and development, mass media. So those are just the different kinds of keywords. I'm going to skip over top anchors here. So anchor text is the keyword that these other websites are using to link to mine. Hey Tony advertising is the biggest one here, but I know that's probably being pulled from a bunch of directories that I submitted my website to. So don't worry about the top anchors here. Referring domains by authority score. So we see here that I have 3 websites linking to mine that are in the top tier, the 91 to 100 authority, credibility, trust score. If we click on that, it'll actually show you what those websites are. So we have Spotify.com, that's a no follow, Pinterest.com, that one's saying lost. and then Bing.com. So these sites are linking to me, and you can see Bing is linking 18 times, Pinterest once, and Spotify once. That's fantastic. So those are the top tier websites. These are really hard to get. You can see I only have 3, right? I don't have anything in 81 to 90. I have 2 in the 71 to 80. Most of them are likely going to be 0 to 10, and then as you grow, as you get more links, it'll probably be like 50 to 60 will be your max range usually. But if you're lucky, you'll get some bigger websites linking to you. Don't worry about this. You don't need to obsess over this. Backlink types. So are they linking to you from text, like, anchor text, these words up here linking to your site? Is it an image, so a picture that they took from your site and they're saying, hey, we got this image from this other site here. They're citing you as a source. Is it a form? Is it an iframe? You don't need to know what that stuff is. I literally have 0 stuff there. Don't worry about that. Link attributes, follow. So follow is just a regular link. That means Google can follow that link, or that website is saying, yeah, go ahead, go explore this other website. That's totally fine. No follow. Some websites just have all their links set to, hey, Google, don't go to this other website. We don't want you to crawl them. We're not endorsing them, basically. Sponsored, there is a sponsored tag that you can have, and UGC. Don't worry about those. Most are going to be follow and no follow. So TDL distribution, so top level domain, I think that's what it stands for, top level domain. So like the .coms, .nets, .orgs, all this kind of stuff. Links that are really good to get are .gov and .edu. Those ones are almost impossible to get unless you know somebody or unless you've done some kind of study that they're referencing there. So I'm just going to make sure it's still recording. And then as we go down here, you can see links with, or websites with similar profiles. Don't really need to worry about that. And then top pages. So what pages on your website have the most backlinks? That's basically it. So let's say I wanted to look at a competitor. A competitor, socially infused. I can't type. gleinfused.com. I think that was the site. So we can see that their authority score is a bit lower. Their organic traffic is lower as well. So it's more of that oval shape leaning to the left. They're losing referring domains, backlinks, same kind of stuff. So if we scroll down, hold on, where is it? If we actually click on referring domains, this will show us all the websites that they have links from. Now, this is a little tip here, and it's, I think, the last thing I'm going to show you in this video. So if you click on active, because we don't want to see ones that were lost. I know we were looking at some of mine, it said lost. We want to see ones that are active, and likely we want to see ones that are follow, right? So follow, again, means it's passing authority from the other site back to your site. So if we go here, if we go to intently.co, let's see, 161 backlinks these guys have. So suppliers, Oakville web hosting. So if this is something that you wanted to get, like, come click on this box with the arrow pointing to the top right there. If you click on that, it'll load up that page. So this is just like a spam shit kind of looking site, a directory site, if you will. So they have links from these guys. Let's just see if we could scroll down and find them. So if this is a directory site, like, we're likely able to get a link from this site. I don't see these guys anywhere. Did I pass them? Okay, so here they are. It says all their information. So if you wanted to get these links, like, we don't do website design in Oakville or hosting, but you could come here and let's see, buy, sell articles. Let's see, sign up. Let's see what this is. So the intention engine. Yeah, most of these sites you could sign up for free and then submit your site. Okay, browse requests. What is this? Okay, yeah, so I'm not quite sure what this is. But you can sign up for most of these sites. So you could basically just go through and look at what sites you can sign up to for free that are directories. And then what other pages that your competitors have that you can, or what other websites that they are getting links from that you can contact. So basically here, like, you can see all of the links that they have. If you sort by AS, that's authority score. So Pinterest.com, you can just create a Pinterest profile, pin a couple things. Make sure to verify your domain with Pinterest. There you go. Bing.com. Let's see what these are being picked up as. So image results. It looks like that's just being pulled automatically by Bing. Envato, this is a themes and kind of WordPress type site that they have a link from. So elements, web design tips from a designer. So I could go through and be like, okay, well, these guys got a link from this piece of content. So maybe I'll write a piece of content that's better than theirs, reach out to this publication, reach out to this person, and see if they can either add my link or switch my link, because we want to get everything as close to the same as possible. And then we want to do more than our competitors. So I just want to take a quick look here and see if there's anything else that I really use here. Extras, no, I don't use any of this. I don't use the writing assistant or topic research, anything like that. On-page SEO checker. I don't use their on-page SEO checker because I created one that it's just I think it's just better. I'm gonna say it's better. So it'll tell you a whole bunch of information, but mine is very straightforward. It's very much for beginners. I'll put a link to that in the description here. So yeah, site audit. You don't need to use all of this stuff. Bulk analysis, link building tool. It's not really like, you can start doing outreach and stuff like that, but again, you're going to be limited here, and it's not going to be able to send out that many emails. And I think you're still like, you pretty much connect. Yeah, so you can actually reach out through here. I don't do any of this. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of nonsense. Organic traffic insights, I don't really look at that. Position tracking, we kind of looked at that a little bit. Keyword strategy builder, don't really need that. So basically the ones that we're using are domain overview, organic research, keyword gap, backlink gap, maybe not so much, although if you wanted to, you could use that. Keyword overview, keyword magic tool, and then the backlink analytics. Those are all the tabs that we're using. That's it. You can do really great SEO with just those options. I don't use, literally guys, I pay for all the rest of this stuff. I don't use any of it. Do you need to use all of it? Probably not. Again, don't get caught up in data. You can drown. You'll have analysis paralysis, or paralysis by analysis, whatever they call it. It's not ideal, and yeah, that's really it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.